I am at a breaking point with Jay White. I treated him like a child and ignored him. He attacked me and the other men in this company. I fought him. He cheated and did everything he could to end me, and I pinned him. Now, I've moved past him, and once again, he feels entitled to get involved in my business. Well, it will all be over after Cyclone. I'm here to challenge Jay White and Aleister Black to a no-holds-barred triple threat at Cyclone. If Jay White loses, he will never challenge for the world title as long as I hold it. Folks, we have so much to get to on tonight's episode of Wednesday Night Storm, so we are going to start in straight with the action with a GAW Challenger Briefcase ladder match qualifier. Keith Lee of the Limitless Legion taking on a struggling Adam Cole. And you just heard Samoa Joe challenged Jay White to a triple threat at Cyclone Denver. We can confirm to you that we have our main event of Cyclone. It'll be Samoa Joe, Jay White, and Aleister Black in a no-holds-barred triple threat match. And we also have our main event for tonight's Wednesday Night Storm, as Joe and Aleister Black will team up to take on the Blade Runners, Switchblade, Jay White, and Drew McIntyre. And if that's not enough for you, we got both semifinals of the U.S. title tournament, as Lita takes on Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey battles Bianca Belair. And oh, by the way, we will also determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles when War Machine steps up to take on the Lucha Brothers. So we have an absolutely stacked show tonight. Potential for show-stealing quality from almost every match we have on tonight's card. And of course, it'll only heat up next week. Just 2 more shows until Cyclone Denver. And we'll tell you more about what to expect on next episode of Wednesday Night Storm. But let's talk about this match a little bit. I spent so much time talking about our card tonight that we can't ignore these two men, both of whom are going to be looking for a win right here, but for 2 very different reasons. And now Lee, showcasing the speed, almost blasts Adam Cole straight out of the ring. Keith Lee looking to prove himself as a singles competitor. Adam Cole has been off to a terrible start since Nitro 9, and now Lee going for the pin. Cole kicks out. Adam Cole has gone 0-5 since Nitro 9, since he won the Intercontinental Championship. And if you remember all the way back to the first 2 episodes of Wednesday Night Storm, Kofi Kingston beat Adam Cole twice in a row, and now Cole sunset over Keith Lee's Spirit Bomb attempt, and Lee kicks out. So Cole lost twice in a row to Kingston, and he's lost 3 matches since then. He came up short in the Rumble on the Beach as well. So Adam Cole needs a win more than just about anybody, I would say. But we have seen guys be able to turn around their fortunes, most notably, of course, Matt Hardy, turning around a disappointing run for himself, and now he is the Intercontinental Champion. And we'll have some more information for you about who he could be facing at Cyclone Denver later in the show. Meanwhile, Keith Lee has been in absolute control this whole match, and now a deadlift powerbomb sits out. Cole in trouble, and Cole kicks out. Keith Lee showcasing his unbelievable power. No Matt Riddle here, by the way, I notice, in Keith Lee's corner. Lee electing to do this one alone. Keith Lee, obviously a terrific singles competitor outside of GAW, but has not really been given the chance to show his singles ability in general admission wrestling. But now Cole, DDT straight on the apron. stood Keith Lee almost entirely up on his head. Could that be what Cole needs to take control of this match? I guess not. Keith Lee straight back at it. This has been a dominating performance from Lee, but you gotta respect Cole for staying in this match. As long as Adam Cole is in a match, he can still win it. He's shown that time and again. Now Lee with the massive shoulder tackle. Keith Lee goes for the boot. Adam Cole catches it, and now he will roll Keith Lee up into the single leg crab, but Lee, you saw there very smartly, hooking his arm on the bottom rope, so Adam Cole prevented from doing any further damage. You gotta feel that Cole's mentality right now. You can go one of two ways. He can either be desperate and start making mistakes, or tap into some second wind, and now Panama Sunrise from Cole. Hooks the leg. Cole looking to end this match out of nowhere too, and Lee kicks out. Keith Lee gets the shoulder up. Wow. Lee once again back in control, and now Lee hoists Cole up. It looked like he was going for the spirit bomb, but instead, no, he will. Keith Lee spirit bomb on Cole, and the referee spotted the rope break. Wow. Keith Lee, there was a little bit of hesitation there. Beautiful drop kick. A little bit of hesitation. It looked like maybe he was actually going to toss Cole over the top rope with the power bomb. And now Cole actually hooks his feet on the middle rope, and Keith Lee pushes him off. I don't know how smart it is. I understand going for leverage with the pin can sometimes help you, but with a man as strong as Keith Lee, it might actually hurt not being able to kind of ground yourself on the mat. But I also wonder if Keith Lee's apparent hesitation to hit the spirit bomb might actually hurt him at some point, because you could see as a result he hit the spirit bomb too close to the ropes, and so Cole was able to avoid the pinfall. Now Lee once again deadlift, power bomb, sits out, feet on the shoulders. Cole in trouble, and Cole kicks out at 2. This has been an onslaught from Keith Lee of the Limitless Legion. Cole has managed to withstand it. Under 3 minutes left in this match. Lee with the boot again. This one's in the middle of the ring. If he can hit it, Keith Lee has Cole up on the shoulders. Spirit bomb. That's gotta be it for Adam Cole. 2-3. Keith Lee wins. So the mistake earlier in the match did not hurt Keith Lee. One spirit bomb too close to the ropes almost cost Keith Lee, but instead he maintains control, hits a second spirit bomb, and Lee is going to Cyclone Denver to compete for the GAW Challenger Briefcase. He will join Kenny Omega and Kofi Kingston and Will Ospreay to compete for the first ever GAW Challenger Briefcase. Coming up next, it's the tag team title #1 contenders match. Let's get straight to it. Making their way to the ring now is War Machine, with a chance to take on the Usos for the tag team titles at Cyclone Denver. We haven't seen a lot out of the tag team division since Bash at the Beach, probably because we've been so engrossed in the qualifier matches for the Challenger Briefcase as well as the United States title tournament. But I think War Machine will be looking to change that. The last time we saw War Machine was in a loss to the Blade Runners. That was Drew McIntyre and Buddy Murphy, I believe, teaming up to beat War Machine. But they've earned this match anyway by dint of a couple big wins over the Limitless Legion and the Lucha Brothers, who they will be facing tonight. Speaking of the Lucha Brothers, here they come out to the ring. Now they got this match because they were the ones that lost to the Usos in the finals of the tag team title tournament. So the Usos actually requested that the Lucha Brothers be allowed to fight for #1 contendership again after being in the finals of that tournament. War Machine probably has the edge here as they've already beaten the Lucha Brothers, but you never know what can happen, especially with these two men. We will have our #1 contenders for the tag team championships. 20-minute time limit here, and Rey Fenix immediately goes for the drop kick, turned into a power slam by Hansen, and Fenix kicks out. And I think that'll show you the dynamic of this match. The strength and power of War Machine taking on the speed of the Lucha Brothers. And Rey Fenix using his speed there to avoid what maybe would have been another power slam from Hansen. And now the Lucha Brothers look like they're getting their licks in right now. Rey Fenix immediately setting up Hansen underneath the rope for the baseball kick. Pentagon out of the way. What a fast start to this match. Hansen, of course, he's pretty quick himself, especially for his size. Both men going to war on the outside of the ring. Based on the beginning of this match, something tells me that we will not be needing the full 20 minutes out of this one. So both these teams actually, the last time we saw them in a GAW ring, they actually lost their 2 matches. But they are here fighting for #1 contendership regardless. The tag team division is far more. Rey Fenix up immediately now. Wow, Rowe with the double underhook backbreaker. And now Pentagon in to break up the pin. I was gonna say that the tag team division in GAW is a lot more fluid than we would normally see from the singles divisions. A lot more opportunities for teams, more title shots to go around, even though we haven't seen it in the last couple months, again, because of the attention that's been paid to the Challenger Briefcase and the US title. This has been a fast and furious match here. Hansen back in along with Pentagon. Goes for the sliding kick, and Hansen out of the way. And now Pentagon with the massive super kick. Hansen straight up and taken down again. Wow, this match has been an absolutely blistering affair. Pentagon tries to get Hansen up for the pile driver, and Hansen able to get out of it. Rey Fenix, you can see down at ringside, now just starting to make his way back to the apron. The Lucha Brothers came up just short in a very hard-fought match with the Usos in the finals of the tag team title tournament. That was on a Wednesday Night Storm episode. Well, quite a while ago, given everything that's happened. That was episode 7 of Wednesday Night Storm. So think about everything that's happened since then. That was actually the last time we've seen the Lucha Brothers in a GAW ring. Since then, as a team, they've actually gone and won the AAA Tag Championships for yet another time. They lost them shortly before they came here, but the Lucha Brothers obviously legends in Mexico. Fenix now, that's some strength to put Hansen up on the top rope. Lucha Brothers have even numbers here, and Fenix with the Gamengiri actually knocks Hansen all the way from the top rope. Fans don't like it, I don't blame them, and now Fenix from the top with the elbow drop. Not always something that we see from Rey Fenix, that little strategy there. I wonder if it'll work out. Hansen Doesn't seem to be too hurt, and now has Phoenix up for the suplex. Phoenix gets the knee. God, I feel like this match has gone for about 15 minutes. We're not even 5 minutes in. An unbelievable pace to this match. Leg drop on the apron from Phoenix. I wonder what the strategy is from the Lucha Brothers right now, especially with Phoenix in the ring, given how much offense he's taken, especially at the beginning of this match. Elbow up from Rowe, and Phoenix answers that with a chop. Phoenix has actually been in this match for a while, given how much offense. Rowe over the back, into the knee. One of the most brutal knees that you will see. And Rowe certainly has the advantage right now over the high-flying Rey Fenix. Phoenix still not going for a tag. I got to question the strategy a little bit here. Again, just given how much damage that he must have sustained up until now. And War Machine has actually stayed fairly fresh. Frequent tags from both men. Rowe continuing to press his advantage and maybe looking for that double underhook backbreaker. Phoenix able to get out and once again sends Rowe into the corner. Phoenix, a lot of his offense at this point seems to be concentrated in the corners of the ring. Very interesting. And now Phoenix from the top rope into the super kick. Well, what else do you expect from Rey Fenix? The man is basically a tightrope walker in wrestling gear, but Rowe able to answer fairly quickly, and now Hansen back in. Once again, Phoenix getting worked over by both members of War Machine. So the strategy right now from the Lucha Brothers should be for Phoenix to try to get out of the ring at this point. Nice step up enziguri there from the highly athletic Phoenix, and now sends Hansen off of the apron. Both these teams would be good matchups for the Usos, would certainly make for a great match. We've already seen the Lucha Brothers versus the Usos, the high splash from Phoenix, and Hansen just tosses him aside. War Machine certainly has the strength advantage over the Usos. The Usos, it's kind of interesting what they've done with the tag belts, who they are as a team. They're one of the more balanced teams that I can think of. Spinning heel kick from Hansen out of nowhere. Hansen goes for the pin. Pentagon on the apron, no sign of him, and Phoenix kicks out. Pentagon was running to try to make the save there. Phoenix just able to kick out of that one. And now Hansen. Maybe a message sent to the Usos with the Samoan death drop. Hansen even closer to friendly territory, and Pentagon is there to break things up. And now Rowe. Beautiful over-the-top suplex against Pentagon. It looked like Pentagon got a shot in at Hansen as well, but Hansen is up. Pentagon at ringside, nothing he can do. Phoenix is alone in the ring with both members of War Machine there. And now Hansen looking for maybe a pump handle slam, but Rey Fenix able to fall back onto him. Phoenix may have just saved himself in this match. And once again takes Hansen to the top rope. Very interesting here from Phoenix. And now a top rope super kick to Hansen. He delivered one to Rowe earlier in the match. Phoenix has to be absolutely gassed at this point with everything he's been through. And again, it's a member of War Machine fighting out of the corner. A knee from Rowe into a clothesline from Hansen. Phoenix is down, no sign of Pentagon. Referee over to make the count, and Phoenix kicks out. I can question the strategy, but I cannot question the toughness of Rey Fenix. And now Pentagon has made his way back onto the apron, and finally Rey Fenix, after an eternity in this match, gets the tag and a super kick into a package pile driver. Pentagon goes for the cover, but Hansen smartly there to break up the pin. So the roles were reversed there. It was actually Phoenix delivering the package pile driver, which of course is Pentagon's preferred move. Now Rowe rolls him over into the Boston Crab. Referee calls for the rope break. Under 10 minutes left in this match. I have a feeling we're gonna have a long episode of Wednesday Night Storm here. We've still got 3 matches left, including both semifinals of the US title tournament. So we got a lot of wrestling for you in this episode. Don't go anywhere. And now, in their correct positions, Phoenix super kick into the package pile driver. Pentagon delivers it, and Phoenix goes for the cover. Hansen not moving from the apron, and the Lucha Brothers win. After all of that, the Lucha Brothers win this match. Wow. What was Hansen doing? Didn't move from the apron, and the Lucha Brothers pick up the win after a second super kick pile driver combination. The Lucha Brothers are headed to Cyclone, Denver to take on the Usos. It'll be the second time that we've seen this matchup since Nitro 9, and I am excited. But we've got both semifinals of the US title tournament coming up next. A fan favorite and a GAW legend, Lita made her shock return to a GAW ring for the first time in over 4 years when she entered herself in the US title tournament. That was back in episode 21. That was the opener. Go watch that if you haven't seen it. What a moment that was. And now Lita, well, she's not looking to just enjoy the moment. She is looking to capture the United States title for the first time in GAW. But she has some stiff competition tonight. The woman Lita is tasked with facing is a woman who not too long ago was fighting in the steel cage for the GAW Women's World Championship. Charlotte Flair came up just short to world champion Asuka. But now Flair looking to punch her ticket to Cyclone Denver to fight for a different belt. She got here by beating Dakota Kai in an absolute war in the first round. That was back in episode 22. The winner here will advance to the finals to fight for the US title. 10-minute time limit in this match. And Lita with the snap DDT right out of the gate. I think Lita knows the danger that Charlotte Flair possesses. The pure power of the Queen. So Lita may be looking to put this match away early. Charlotte Flair, of course, has been a legend pretty much everywhere she's been. She is the winningest woman in the history of the WWE. Also holds the record for most combined days as champion for a woman in WWE. But she hasn't really found her stride here in GAW. Meanwhile, Lita really came into her own when she joined GAW. Lita, of course, the longest reigning champion in general admission wrestling history. She held the GAW Women's World Championship for over 2 years in the late 2000s. And Lita is a big reason why the women's division in GAW now is so deep. And just continues to get deeper with the recent additions of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. And Lita now, twist of fate on Flair. And Lita crawls over, hooks the leg, 2, and Flair kicks out. Twist of Fate, a little callback to Lita's time with Matt Hardy. Speaking of the Intercontinental Champion Matt Hardy, he won that belt a few episodes ago on Wednesday Night Storm. We haven't seen a lot of him since then, but in the main event of Wednesday Night Storm next episode, we will find out who he will be facing, and Lita hits the Lita Salt on Flair 2, and Flair kicks out. Just gets the shoulder up. So we will find out who Hardy will be facing at Cyclone Denver. Lita runs straight into the spear. It'll be a special tag match in the main event next episode to determine the #1 contenders for the Intercontinental and Cruiserweight Championships. Two belts that unfortunately have not gotten a lot of love after the announcement of the GAW Challenger Briefcase as well as the US title tournament. Lita catches the boot, rolls over into a single leg crab, and Flair able to get her hand on the rope. But Lita maybe looking to end things here with a DDT. Flair gets the elbow up very wisely. Lita snap suplex. And the former champ goes for the cover, 2, and Flair kicks out. So that special tag match in the main event will join the final 2 matches of the GAW Challenger Briefcase qualifiers, as well as the GAW Academy Showcase. So much on next episode of Wednesday Night Storm. Flair gets the boot in, and now Charlotte Flair looking for natural selection. Flair has put so many women away with that move. Now hooks the leg on the former champ, and Lita kicks out. Now you're gonna have to do a little bit more than that to beat the former GAW Women's World Champion, one of the greatest champions in the history of general admission wrestling. Flair with a couple big lariats, and the Queen seems to have really taken control here, going for another spear, and now Lita, twist of fate for the second time. Lita crawls over, hooks the leg of the Queen, 2, 3. Lita uses the twist of fate, and Lita's going to Cyclone. Wow, Lita really had to get into her bag to win this match. The Lita Salt couldn't get it done earlier. And so, the longest reigning champion in the history of this company manages to call back to her earliest days and bring in the twist of fate to win this match and advance to the finals of the US title tournament. It was a hard-fought victory, and it needed to be against Charlotte Flair, one of the most talented women in the world. Flair still has not yet really figured things out when it comes to defeating the top talent here in GAW, but she's still got time, and you can't fault her for coming up short against possibly the greatest women's wrestler in the history of this company. Lita is going to Denver, but who will join her? Semifinal number 2 of the US title tournament is coming up next. So we have a second woman who has challenged for the GAW Women's World Championship in the last few months. Bianca Belair was the unlucky woman to come up against Asuka at Nitro 9, and she was walking out about 13 seconds later without that championship. But just like Charlotte Flair, Belair has the opportunity to turn things around for herself if she can win tonight and punch her ticket to Cyclone Denver to take on the legend Lita for the US title. But that will be no easy task, certainly, as she has to go up against the newest GAW signee and the baddest woman on the planet. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, the Blue Bloods. Rousey coming off an incredible win over former Women's World Champion Mercedes Martinez. Ronda Rousey strikes fear into everyone, and she should, given her history as a mixed martial artist. Now she comes in to GAW to try to become the first ever United States champion. She'll have to go through Bianca Belair for the right to face Lita at Cyclone Denver. Semifinal number 2 of the US title tournament is next. 10-minute time limit on this one. If these two go to a draw, then Lita will be crowned the US champion. Ronda Rousey immediately begins working over Belair's arm. I think there's no secret what that is a prelude to. Rousey and Baszler, they've basically been silent since they came into GAW. But you can tell just by what they call themselves and how they act. This is not about just winning in GAW. This is about showing the athletic acumen of anyone who comes from the mixed martial arts arena. Certainly both these women have proven their skills in the cage. Rousey, of course, the first, what you would call the first real crossover women's star of the UFC. And she's beat legends of that sport as well. Shayna Baszler is the longest reigning NXT women's champion of all time. Ronda Rousey has been women's champion in the WWE. Success basically everywhere they've been, and now they've immediately made an impact once they got here to GAW. Belair going for the cover after laying in the boots. Rousey kicks out. You can see Baszler shouting encouragement, helping with the game plan for Rousey, who now eats that face breaker, and now Belair has Rousey up into a powerbomb, and Rousey rolls over with the sunset. Rousey going for the pin. Belair in trouble too, and Belair, that's it, Rousey won. It looked like Belair had kicked out, but the referee signals for the bell. Rousey wins, she didn't even need the armbar. Well, I guess that shows you the mentality and where Rousey is at. She was not just doing mixed martial arts training, and she is not going to just rely on her MMA experience and ability. Ronda Rousey with a terrific maneuver to go over the top on Belair for this sunset flip. Look at this, here's another angle of it. Belair has Rousey up, and Rousey goes for the sunset flip, sits down on it, and pins Belair. And Ronda Rousey picks up the win. I am shocked. Belair can't believe it. And Belair actually gonna chase down Ronda Rousey. Belair chases down Rousey and dumps her back into the ring. Shayna was still celebrating, so Shayna's still there, but Bianca Belair now trying to attack Ronda Rousey. I don't know if Shayna's seen it yet as Belair goes for the suplex. Belair was absolutely pissed after Rousey picked up the win. Now Belair giving Rousey a taste of her own medicine, working on the arms. Wow. Here is Rousey. Rousey goes over the top and has the arm. Rousey into the armbar. Rousey into the armbar. Belair is immediately tapping out, asking for the release. Shayna didn't even need to help. Ronda Rousey sends a statement. Well, that was certainly something in that second semifinal of the US title tournament. We will get on to this match, our main event, in a little bit, but I do want to announce yet another something that you should look forward to Next episode of Wednesday Night Storm, the final one before Cyclone Denver, we will have a face-off between the two women fighting for the U.S. title at Cyclone Denver. Ronda Rousey will come face-to-face with Lita before their match at Cyclone. Now getting on to this, our main event, the Blade Runners coming out. No Ricky Steamboat. We will have Buddy Murphy and the Blade coming out with Jay White and Drew McIntyre to take on the world champion ahead of Jay White's triple threat match for the GAW World Championship. And the other man involved in that triple threat match is Aleister Black, a man who has to feel, I don't know if anger is the right word for what Aleister Black must be feeling at this point for everything that the Blade Runners did and have done to him. And the fact that he had this opportunity against Samoa Joe in a best-of-3 series to win the World Championship clean off of the man who has held that belt since Nitro 9, a great champion, Samoa Joe. But now Black has to do it in a no-holds-barred triple threat because Jay White decided to get himself involved once again. I didn't think there could be any more intensity in the Dutch Destroyer, but I think he is starting to tap into another well to take on the Blade Runners. He'll be teaming with the world champion tonight. Samoa Joe main eventing for the second time in a row, although certainly these are not the circumstances that Joe would have wanted to main event Wednesday Night Storm tonight. Samoa Joe challenged Jay White and Aleister Black to a triple threat at Cyclone for the World Championship. And that just shows you the toughness and the confidence of Samoa Joe, knowing how dangerous it is to put your belt on the line in a triple threat match where you don't have to be pinned to win the title. But he's doing it anyway. There's not enough you can say about Samoa Joe, and he's teaming with one of his challengers to take on the Blade Runners in our main event. So Black will start out against Jay White, who hasn't even taken off his jacket. You can never underestimate Jay White's ability to play mental games. But now Black immediately has Jay White up. Black Mass! Aleister Black immediately hits Jay White with the Black Mass, and Jay White kicks out. Wow, that was early in the match. Oh my goodness. 20-minute time limit in this match, as you can see. I didn't even get a chance to mention that as Aleister Black came out with the early Black Mass. White pulling back on the leg, and Aleister Black finds his way out. The Blade Runners, of course, are actually fairly accomplished as a tag team so far. They're 2-0. Drew McIntyre has been involved in both matches. White looked like was going for the suplex. Aleister Black turns it into a Northern Lights. Aleister Black showing incredible intensity early on. Black with the knee out of the corner. Connects with the jaw of Jay White. And now Black, roundhouse. Aleister Black looking terrific so far in this match. Again, I told you, Black maybe feels like he needed to come out with another level of intensity after the Blade Runners have really just put him through hell over the last few months, and it certainly looks like Black is coming out with that mentality. Black with the snap German. Now Samoa Joe loving it. He and Black have an interesting relationship with all of their fights. Black goes for the knee again, and Jay White out of the way. Jay White has already taken a Black Mass. Still is able to fight. You can see Murphy and the Blade lurking in the Blade Runner's corner. And here comes Drew McIntyre. for the first time in the match. McIntyre was the one who put away Aleister Black the last time these four men faced off. Black trying to make it to the corner to tag Joe and hits McIntyre with the knee strike. Aleister Black again has been tremendous so far. Black mass from McIntyre, and White was there to distract the referee. White distracts the ref. McIntyre is down after the black mass, and it gives McIntyre enough time to kick out. Black going straight back to the black mass, and it connects for the second straight time. Black mass connects, White is there, and Jay White breaks up the cover. And Samoa Joe immediately out to answer the switchblade. Now Joe gets a shot in on McIntyre. Black and Joe. Wow, you want to talk about these two men. Nice combination there as Black hits the kick, Joe with the punch. Wow, these two guys. Aleister Black and Samoa Joe, this is not what I was expecting out of them in this match. This is really something, but Drew McIntyre looking to put all of that away, sets up in the corner, Claymore from McIntyre misses. Samoa Joe was getting ready to get into the ring, and Black mass, and the referee was there. McIntyre pulled the referee in front of the black mass. Is there anything that these men won't do? Wow, Drew McIntyre actually pulls the referee in front of the black mass, and now Aleister Black goes for it again, and he's caught into a powerbomb. Glasgow kiss from McIntyre answered with the elbow, and Aleister Black sends him over the top. So Black able to avoid disaster and finally tags in world champion Samoa Joe. I can't get over the depravity of these men, White and McIntyre, to actually sacrifice the referee, pull him in front of something as dangerous as the black mass. Samoa Joe eats the powerbomb from McIntyre, and now Joe has McIntyre back into the corner, up on the top rope. Joe looking to bust out the world famous muscle buster. Not something that he has used very much in GAW, instead opting for the coquina clutch, but the muscle buster on McIntyre, he's down. Black intercepts Jay White with the DDT, and Samoa Joe picks up the victory. The Blade Runners did everything they could to try to win this match, including putting a referee in harm's way. But in the end, Aleister Black and Samoa Joe, they have dipped into a reserve of intensity and energy that we have not seen from either man, from either man in quite a while. What a match from the world champion and the #1 contender. You can see as McIntyre actually pulls the referee in front of the black mass, Samoa Joe puts the match away with the muscle buster. The Blade Runners suffer their first loss as a tag team to the world champion and the #1 contender. And will this be the scene at Cyclone Denver, either of these men standing tall with the belt? We'll have to see. One more episode of Wednesday Night Storm before Cyclone Denver in a stacked match card. We have so much to get to next episode, so I can guarantee you won't want to miss it. Subscribe so you can see it. We appreciate you.